Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Time to Cook. I am Chef Christy. Okay guys, today I'm going to make for you Swedish meatballs. These are so good. They're so hearty, comforting, rich. Oh, they are a family favorite in my house. So let me show you everything that you will need to make your delicious Swedish meatballs. But before I do, just a quick reminder to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell so you'll know as soon as I upload new delicious recipes. Okay, so to make the meatballs, I am using 1.5 pounds of ground beef. And then I'm actually going to be taking an onion and I'm going to be using my microplane here and I'm going to grate the onion till it equals around 1/4 cup. And this just makes it almost like an onion puree. It's really, really fine. I'm also going to grate one garlic clove. I'm going to use 1 egg, 1/3 cup of plain breadcrumbs, and then I have some fresh parsley here that I will be chopping. If you don't have fresh, you can use dried. And then my spices are 1/4 teaspoon of allspice, nutmeg, and black pepper. And then of course, I will be adding some salt as well. Okay, and then to make the delicious, creamy gravy sauce that goes with our meatballs, I'm going to be using 5 tablespoons of butter, and then 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and then 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, 1 cup of heavy cream, and 2 cups of a beef broth. Okay, so to my ground beef, I'm going to add my egg, breadcrumbs, my spices with 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then I'm going to take this onion and I'm just going to grate it over my ground beef mixture. And like I said, this is more like a onion puree. All right, so this pretty much equaled right around 1/2 of this onion. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this garlic. And finally, I'm going to add the fresh parsley that I chopped and mix this up. Okay, so I have a clean plate here and then I'm using a small cookie scoop because I like small meatballs with my Swedish meatballs. And this just helps me to be consistent and get them all about the same size. So I'm just going to roll them in little balls and put them on a plate. Okay, this is the last meatball and this gives me 24 little meatballs. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fry them in my cast iron skillet. Okay, so I'm going to add my 1 tablespoon of olive oil and 1 tablespoon of butter. And then I'm just going to begin placing these meatballs in the skillet. Okay, so then I'm just going to let these meatballs cook about 3 to 4 minutes and then I'm going to flip them over. See, they have that beautiful crust on them. Okay, so once your meatballs are just about cooked through, you can go ahead and remove them and put them back on the plate because they will finish cooking in that sauce. Okay, so now I'm going to add the rest of my butter and then I'm going to add the flour. And I'm going to let this flour cook for just a minute or two till it cooks that raw flour out and it kind of darkens some, which will give it an even deeper, richer flavor. All right, so now I'm going to add my beef broth. And I'm going to add the Worcestershire sauce. And I'm going to stir continuously until this starts to thicken. So now I'm going to add my heavy cream. And I'm going to add just a pinch of salt. and a pinch of black pepper. And I'm going to begin to add these meatballs back to this sauce. All right, I'm just going to stir these meatballs in this sauce. Make sure they're all swimming in it. And then I'm just going to cover this and let this simmer for maybe just 10 minutes, just to make sure that those meatballs are completely cooked through. Okay, my Swedish meatballs are all done, and it did not take very long at all to make these. They're super easy. And I'm going to be serving them with some egg noodles, but you could also use rice if you prefer. But oh my goodness, these look and smell fantastic. Okay, you guys know what time it is. It's time for me to try these Swedish meatballs. These are delicious, and they are so flavorful, creamy and rich. So I hope that you give this recipe a try. But thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you soon with more recipes.